So what happens when we take Dead Space, the name of the Greek mythological personification of time itself, and by extension the father of Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades, and sprinkle on top just a little bit of the grotesque nature of John Carpenter's The Thing? Answer, my dear patients, we get a whole entire brand new video horror game that has just been unveiled. So come on into the Asylum, pull up a seat, and get comfortable, because welcome back to the dissection table, and this is where we take the latest video games trailers and break them down bit by bit. And don't you dare litter and leave your popcorn on the floor. Creepy, unnerving atmosphere? Check. The good news is if this game isn't taking place on Earth, I think it's a safe enough assumption to assume that this is taking place on some planet where we humans have colonized the planet successfully. Our MC, our protagonist, is actually being held in some type of capsule or chamber and is essentially undergoing what I assume is some type of psychological evaluation by an AI to judge our sanity, because we have a mission to do here. That mission is apparently a rescue operation, considering we get this great big red text that says bring them back. Who's them? Them is apparently 3 random people, and them is this woman, someone who just survived the streets of California, and someone who has survived the streets of New York City. With our mission now clear, we step out of our chamber where we were again getting basically a psychological evaluation, and we step forward and we just straight up look like a badass. Good thing too, because this world, this setting, it's creepy. It's just creepy, and more importantly, you know it's going to be a good horror whenever it's going to be an over-the-shoulder third-person perspective. The moment I saw this, I knew this was going to be a good one. Especially whenever it comes to some of the environments that we're going to be traversing through and exploring, because some of the buildings are actually suffering from some kind of time distortion. This is going to make for some great exploration, I can already tell. Be on alert, because some of these environments are creepy, and guess what? Fear not the dark. Fear what's hiding in the dark. And what's hiding in the dark, well, like I said, it was we got like a cross mix of monsters from John Carpenter's The Things meets the necromorphs from Dead Space. I tragically can't show too much of these monsters considering the grotesque nature of this video game, and let me just tell you, there's some serious body horror going on here, and it's I hope you don't have a queasy stomach. Just know that when it does come to these monsters, these creatures in this game, when they see you, it's on sight. Thankfully, we have the means to defend ourselves. Badass suit, and we even apparently paid a visit to the Fallout universe. And we've got the equally badass weaponry that we can apparently digitally manifest right out of thin air to also help us when it comes to combat in this game. Even whenever it comes to our movement, that's going to look really cool. I noticed this part where our suit apparently has flight thrusters where we can, obviously fly. I don't think we have genuine flight, where we can just free roam through the environments of this game, but it does look really cool whenever we move from one location to another, or just going through these very obviously scripted segments through the game. Even whenever we're not airborne and flying around, it's still nonetheless moving around, moving from point A to point B is still going to be really cool because of the time distortion effect going on. Here, we use some type of an effect with our weapon, not to harm anything, but to actually do something with the actual effects of time going on here. So, we don't have a path forward, but then we interact with time, and in the next moment, voila, we have a path to help us move forward. So this is going to be pretty cool. But when we're not traversing through awesome environments, we will be engaging in pretty fierce combat, and for the very little I can show whenever it comes to the monsters and creatures, their numbers are a pretty terrifying thing. Obviously, getting overwhelmed by monsters or creatures that wish to do you harm, that's pretty scary, but you have to thin out the herd very quickly, because if you don't, these monsters, these creatures will take advantage of their fallen numbers and adding their power and just their overall biological mass to their own, becoming larger and far more powerful than what they were before. Something tells me ammo management is going to be critical whenever it comes to this game. Cronos, The New Dawn, coming 2025. I'm definitely adding this one to my personal wish list, but if you guys enjoyed the breakdown, please don't forget to follow, like, comment for future videos right here on the dissection table. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next one.